Welcome to today's sales thought of the day. Today's sales thought is about providing a world-class meet and greet in the automotive business. Now, the 5 best practices we're going to discuss, they could be used in any type of business, whether it's retail, business to business. If you follow these 5 factors, you'll provide a world-class greeting in any type of industry or business. Now, we've all heard this saying, you never get a second chance to make a first impression. And we've also been told that when we meet somebody, those first 7 seconds are crucial because that's when we make that first impression of ourselves and the other person does vice versa. Now, we know this is an important step in the sales process or just in life when we meet somebody. However, I think sometimes we take it for granted. Maybe it's just we've done it so many times throughout our life in different settings that we feel, hey, I've got this. Or that it happens so quickly that we just don't even really think about it. The reasons why, we'll leave for a sales psychologist. What we want to talk about are the 5 factors that help make up a world-class greeting. Now, a world-class greeting is going to do 3 things for you. First of all, it's going to help provide that good first impression. Second of all, it's going to open up a situation where you can create common ground with the guest, or some people call it rapport. And that way we can get a 2-way communication going. We can ask questions. We can discuss things with each other in a 2-way communication, which is going to help improve the whole transaction. And finally, probably the most important factor that a world-class greeting does for you is it provides that trust factor that a guest wants. And it's probably one of the more important components when it comes to sales. So without further ado, let's get into the 5 best practices. Best practice number 1, mindset. You got to get your mind right. Zig Ziglar once said that if you help enough customers get what they want, you'll get what you want. And I understand that you need to sell a car to pay your bills, to pay rent, to buy groceries, to get gas for your vehicle. And it's hard not to evaluate where you're at with the guest and have an opinion if they're buyers or lookers, or you're thinking about that one extra car sale you need to get your commission check. But when you start to think about what it affects you and how the sale affects you, the guest picks up on that either consciously or subconsciously, and it really derails the sale. This tip's probably most important because if we can get a positive, proper mindset throughout that sales process, it helps us to focus on jumping into the customer's shoes. Zig Ziglar was right. We need to focus on what they want. And if we can think of things from their point of view, that's going to help us focus on the guest and their needs and wants and what it's going to take for them to be able to move forward in the transaction. And if we help them do those things, we'll get what we want, which is the sale. Best practice number 2, smile. Smiling is a superpower that we all possess and probably one of the more underutilized superpowers that we all have. Now, this superpower has 3 aspects to it that make it so effective. The first one is it affects your mood. So are you depressed, down in the dumps, not feeling so hot? Smile. It'll put you in a good mood. Now, when most people think of a good mood, they're in a good mood in their belly, they're a good mood inside, something good's happened to them, they got a bonus, they won the lottery, something good happened, and that makes them smile. However, you can actually smile and make yourself feel good inside. Charles Darwin came up with a theory called the feedback response theory that says smiling actually does make you feel better. Even the simulation of the emotion itself tends to arouse our minds. In a recent study at university in Sweden, it showed that it's very difficult to frown when looking at someone who's smiling because smiling's evolutionary contagious and it suppresses the control that we usually have in our facial muscles. So it kind of lets us loose to go ahead and smile. The second component that makes smiling so effective is that it's universal sign language. Whether you're from Beijing, China, Bangor, Maine, or New Guinea, smiling throughout the world conveys joy, trust, and satisfaction. So any place on the planet, whether you can speak the language or not, if you can flash a smile, you can communicate with people. Third factor that makes smiling such an important component of the meet and the greet is it's contagious. You smile makes other people smile. You ever wonder why being around children makes you smile or happy? Well, about a third of the population, they smile around 20 times on average a day. Children they'll smile up to 400 times a day, thus affecting us and making us smile as well. In a recent study at university in Sweden, it showed that it's very difficult to frown when looking at someone who's smiling because smiling's evolutionary contagious and it suppresses the control that we usually have in our facial muscles. So it kind of lets us loose to go ahead and smile. Best practice number 3, sincere enthusiasm. No one wants to buy from Debbie Downer. And no one wants to be around somebody that's negative or it feels like a salesperson doesn't even want to be there. You're spending your hard-earned money. You want to be around somebody that's excited. And because we know this, I think sometimes we take the enthusiasm thing too far. One thing I know for sure in today's day and age, and that is socially intelligent people, they pick up on fake enthusiasm. Their radar's up for that. They smell it a mile away. And I think we've all experienced being around that salesperson that just was over the top. They were so excited, it seems like they were going to explode. It feels like it's just an act. And no one wants to be around that person or buy from that person. The attitude that you want to project is a tone of voice and a body language that projects a quiet confidence. It tells the guest that you're professional and you're experienced. Great salespeople, they exude this, I know my industry, I know its challenges, I know my product or my service, and while I do everything to help you, I'm not desperate. I'm not going to cut off my arm to make this sale today. That's the type of person or professional that a guest wants to buy from. Best practice number 4, be a silent detective. A successful car salesperson, or any salesperson for that matter, is constantly watching and listening to their guests. They're looking for clues and ways they can connect with this guest. They're looking for bumper stickers on the vehicle, maybe a license plate bracket, personal items inside the vehicle, maybe inside the trunk. For example, if you notice that there's child seats in the vehicle, you might ask questions about their family and their children. Maybe you notice that the guest has a retired Navy license plates bracket around his license plate. Well, now you got a clue that the guest's in the military, and you can talk a little bit about that. Let's say you notice they've got a trailer hitch on the back of the truck they're trading in, and then you see a bumper sticker that says, I'd rather be fishing. And then, of course, then you see the fishing pole sitting in the bed of the truck. Well, you know they've got probably some interest in fishing, unless it's not their vehicle. So these would give you some clue and some insight how to create common ground while also finding out how they're going to use the truck. So it gives you the rapport building ability, but it also helps you identify needs and wants. Best practice number 5, get them talking. Many times when a guest comes in, they're uncomfortable. Most dread shopping for cars. In fact, in a survey when people ranked the experience, they ranked buying a car between getting sued and getting a root canal. So they don't like it very much. They're out of their element. So maybe they've got preconceived notions from friends or family or past experiences, and they're just nervous maybe about spending a large amount of money. This can lead to them not being able to express themselves properly, maybe saying or doing things that they don't really mean. And I think it's a salesperson's job to kind of help save them from their self. A salesperson's job is to ask them questions that help them clearly define their needs and wants. So early in the meeting, you want to use either or questions that'll help them stay on track. And then you can use open-ended questions that require more than a yes or no, to gain some more detail on their vehicle needs and wants. So let's put all this together. How might a sample meet and greet sound? Something like this. Hey, welcome to ABC Motors. My name's Chris, and you are? Oh, Rick, Suzanne, nice to meet both of you. My job here is to save you time by helping you get information on whatever brought you in. What information were you looking for today? Oh, great, you're looking for new Ford Escapes. Now, we're going to be leaning towards new or used, or perhaps certified pre-owned. Oh, you're looking for brand new Escapes. What are the features that attracted you to the Escape? Oh, you need more room. Okay. Well, are you going to be using it, or you need more room to carry people or to carry cargo? Oh, okay, you need it for your eBay business. I see, so it's mostly cargo. And we continue on with either or questions and open-ended questions to gain some rapport and to figure out their needs and wants. Who's the main driver? How are they going to be using the vehicle? Will they be carrying more people? Will other people be driving the car besides them? Those sort of things. And we'll continue on and show them the vehicles that would fit those needs and wants. So there you have it. The 5 best practices for providing a world-class experience during the meet and greet step in the automotive sales process, or any sales process, or anytime you meet somebody for the first time. Now, if you learned something today or heard something that you liked, please hit the like button. Also, comments. I'd love to hear what you do to provide a world-class meet and greet experience for your guests, whether it's auto sales or business to business or any type of retail sales. Also, if there's a subject when it comes to sales in the automotive business or any type of sales, let me know what that subject is, and I'll take a look at providing a video on that in the next upcoming videos. So with all that, you have a great day. Thanks for sitting in with me on today's Sales Thought of the Day.